Hi guys, TJ here. So I want to get straight into this question. Someone said, well, if I don't have any money, how the heck am I supposed to get into property? And I said, well, you've hit the nail on the head. Well, there is a problem. In fact, there's a £300,000 issue. Let me go through it so you understand why you've got to be looking at alternative strategies in this current climate. So let's go back to the £300,000 issue that every single person watching this video is going to face. So let's do this. In fact, I wish you could see this piece of paper, but you can't. If you're listening to it on a podcast, then of course you can't. If you're watching the video, you might see some of my scribbles. So there's a £300,000 issue that every single person is facing at the moment. And that's every single person that wants to get into the property market. In order to be a traditional investor or a traditional landlord, typically you've got to find yourself a 25% deposit. That 25% deposit means you've got to find £75,000. But let's go based on this. Let's go with the assumption that the person watching this video right now, you have the ability to save at least £1,000 per month without breaking the bank or without it affecting your current lifestyle. So let's say you can put aside £1,000 per month, which means you save 12k per year. Now, I want you to remember the property that you're trying to purchase is worth £300,000, which means you've got to find £75,000, but you only have the ability to save £1,000 a month, which is £12,000 a year. So it means effectively it's going to take you at least 6.5 years to save that £75,000 that you need in order to buy that property. But look at it this way. Well done. It's now 6.5 years later. You've saved the £75,000. Now you go back to the landlord and you say, hey, I want to buy your property. Then you've got two issues. Issue number one is the property market tends to rally every 5 to 10 years, which means that £300,000 that you were going to, the property you were going to buy for £300,000, the value has now gone up. It might be now worth 320, 350, 3 whatever. The second issue is no landlord or no reasonable landlord is going to wait 6.5 years for you to get your act together and find the deposit to buy their property. They would have sold it on to someone else. So this is why I say a lot of people don't get into the property market, because there's a lot of misinformation, misunderstanding, or in fact a lack of understanding about other ways or alternative ways that smart people like yourselves can get into the property market and start generating an income. So imagine you could start a property business without having to put down a 75% deposit or a £50,000 deposit or a £25,000 deposit. Then why wouldn't you do it? And that's what serviced accommodation, using the rent-to-rent route, or doing deal packaging, using the deal packaging route, or doing rent-to-rent, doing the HMO route, can do for you. Because let's look at it this way. If you're only able to save £1,000 per month, then you start a rent-to-rent service accommodation business or rent-to-rent HMO business, and you're able to pull in an additional £700 per month. What you've done effectively is you're cutting that saving period to buy that property by half. Now, if you had two properties bringing you 700 and 700, that's 1,400. 1,400 plus the 1k that you were saving, that's now 2,400. That slices your entire budget or your entire savings or what you need to buy that property by at least a quarter. And that's if you decide you now want to buy a property. But the whole idea is you've got to get really creative. You've got to start thinking outside of the box, because the longer you believe that you can never get to a place that you save £75,000 so you can buy your first property or buy your first investment property, guess what? You're never ever going to do it. You're never going to do it, because your mind says this is too big, this is too grand, this is too great. In fact, let's go to KFC and let's spend the money instead. So look, think outside the box. I'll catch you soon.